he's mourning the fact that he lost his girl. It just goes to the whole relationship one at a time.
Welcome into Trappers warm-up here from Hyde Stadium, Ryan Breeden. The Trappers coming off a doubleheader loss yesterday to the Red River Pilots. These teams meeting once again here on this Sunday afternoon, 5:25. So the game coming up here in about 10 minutes. The offense just never really showed up for Game 2 last night. They were fantastic there in that 9th inning of Game 1. Scored 8 runs, mounted a ferocious comeback, but they ended up losing in a home run derby swing-off because there's no extra innings in this league. It's just a home run derby swing-off instead, and the Pilots ended up winning that 1-0. The Trappers lost 2-0 in that second game. The offense was shut out. One of the only few times that has happened this season, and as a result, the team kind of had a meeting today in the midst of a 7-game losing streak. They had a meeting to try and work things out, start fresh, change the mentality and the approach, and I actually kind of talked to Trappers coach Jamie Habiger about that a few minutes ago when he was up here in the press box.
Those are my 1 and 2. It would be hard if somebody says, take your top 10 and start. Yeah. Those? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, I got to see him. I went to see him in 2000. Really? Oh, that's when. And he actually sounded good because he had kind of laid low for a while because his voice got pretty rough. Yes. And he got off the road, and when he came back that year,
a guest today?
I have a lot of deals.
Can be.
I know you're. I gotta run down, guys. It's almost that time, by the way. Yeah, after this one, I'm gonna do the lineups. Okay. Not much else to do there unless you're a hockey player. Oh yeah, we've got Bob Miller and some guy named Chris. Yeah. Top that. Well, Indiana pretty
So it sounds like if Coach were invisible, he probably would be a rip-off right out of that movie Invisible Man, just a menace to society, haunting people. You know, he said right away he wasn't even beating around the bush. He says, if I was invisible, I'd just go rob some banks. All right, Coach, sounds great. So we're about ready here for this national anthem. We're going to introduce the starting lineups in a couple of moments, just wrapping up with the managers meeting out there between the umpires and Coach Jamie Haviger and the Pilots coach Matty Hullum. Got some hometown umpires here for today's game. Our field ump, Jackson, is kind of been around Pierre for quite a while. He is involved down at the DRG radio station as well. And so we are about 5 minutes away from first pitch. I'll introduce the starting lineups now. I'll start first with the Pilots. So as I mentioned, Garrick Schreiber is the starter. This is his first appearance against the Trappers. Has a little bit of that awkward arm angle, switches it up, sometimes goes over the top, sometimes goes to the side. At least that's what Coach's scouting report was. We'll see how that folds out during the game. Caleb Whitley will lead things off once again for the third game in a row. Joey Hayden, followed by Jack Walton. Isaac Becker, who was the one that hit the lone home run in that home run derby swing-off yesterday. He actually crushed it off the roof of the Boys and Girls Club. It was a no-doubter, and that propelled the Pilots to that 10-9 victory in Game 1 yesterday. Josh Simon, Micah Barkenhagen, Tyler Wiltshire, Jason Willers behind the dish, and Jared Kirkman. For the Trappers, Casey Kasheva will be out there. He is kind of the second man in that rotation, following the ace, Caleb Hay. Caleb should be ready to pitch here in the next couple of days. Jackson Mix will lead things off and play second base for your Trappers, followed by the new kid, Tyler Trap-Hagen, making his third start with the team. Anthony Barraza and Will Hope, followed by Hunter Brown. Jacob Griffin moving up in the order. We've seen him at number 9 for a majority of the last 3 weeks, but he is moving up to that 6th spot. Carson Trumpold, Andrew Beavers, and Maddox Mueller are being introduced right now. The Trappers wearing the navy blue jerseys with the navy blue hats with the Trapper claw with the baseball in the middle of it. The Pilots wearing all white. Thankfully, we don't have a uniform clash today. Of the 5 games between these teams this season, 2 of them have been where the same exact uniform has been shared. So thankfully, a little bit of planning before this one. And it is a beautiful day for baseball as well here at Hyde. Just about 78 degrees, clear skies, pretty much as sunny as it can be. A little bit of wind, not that much though, 11 miles per hour, kind of breezy. Blows out to center field just like it did yesterday. And really no humidity either, like 35%. Pretty much a perfect afternoon for baseball. So we've got the teams lining up on their respective baselines for the national anthem. We'll take a quick pause and come back here for first pitch on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. before the game for the players out there from the anthem. It's actually a couple of kids, a couple of the bat boys for the Pilots, staring down some of the Trappers players. Caleb Hay is the lone Trapper still out there having a standoff with the Pilots bat boys. I've got Noah McCreary here, and I'll unmute your microphone now. I always love when we start a game with just like a little mini game before the game with these standoffs.
Yeah, it sets the tone. It's always fun watching it happen, especially when the boy. See, what happened the first time was we didn't realize those bad boys were out there, and so we saw the players walk off. And so we walked off, and so they ended up winning. We let these little 10-year-olds beat us.
The kids, they're not afraid. They're not afraid to stand up to the big boys.
No, they aren't scared at all.
You got to love the mentality. Casey Kasheva out there. He's got that distinct bright blue glove.
He's got the Colorado State flag on it, too, on the back.
Really?
Yep,
Okay.
Repping where he's from.
Repping Colorado. I know he has talked to me before about being a big fan of Colorado State.
Big Avalanche fan, too. He's been locked into these playoffs pretty well lately.
Because they're in the finals, right? The Stanley Cup Finals. Is that over, or is that still going on?
Honestly, I don't really know. I know Game 6
I think there's one more game. So I think it's Game 7 coming up. And so the Trappers, Caleb Hay wins the stare down against the kids. Let's go. Great start to the game. The guys dialing in. We are ready for the first batter here of this game. Caleb Whitley did not have a very good day yesterday. He struck out 5 times in total across the 2 games. First pitch misses up and outside, and we are underway here.
I think he had 2 or 3 strikeouts the first game, too.
Yes, he did. He had 2 or 3. He actually had 3 in Game 1.
Or the first day, I should say.
Yes, he had 3 in Game 1, and then he also had 2 in that one. And that one skied into shallow left field. Andrew Beaver's a shortstop. Backpedals and makes the catch for out number 1. So a good start for the Trappers here. Getting a quick out number 1.
Last
So that one missed as well. I wasn't even paying attention for that pitch, so I was.
Yeah, he tried to bunt and fouled it off.
Tried to bunt and fouled it off. Alrighty, so the count 2-2 now. It's easy to get distracted, when you're trying to fix certain things at the beginning of the game. Make sure that you've got both of your streams up and running good. The 2-2, that's it on the ground to first. Will Hope gloves it easily, and he will step on the bag himself for the second out. Good start early on here in this one. And again, a thank you to all the listeners on River 92.7, streaming the game on YouTube Live who are watching the game. Sunday afternoon baseball. Trappers trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. As I mentioned, had that meeting before the game. That one skied into shallow left field near the line, and it will be fair. Man. So Trap Hagen cuts it off as it bounces just to the right of that paint line down the left field line. So there is a base hit for Jack Walton. Nothing you could do really about that one either, Didn't really hit it that well. Kind of hit it off the hands and just skied it and
just dropped it just inside the line. That's all right. Casey's going to get him right here.
Looking to dial in and get this third out here in the top of the first inning. Just underway. 0-0 our score. Runner on first. First pitch hit over to second. Jackson Mix fields cleanly and the throw to first in time. So as Noah McCreary just said, Casey Kasheva going to get out of this thing, and does just that. It takes just one pitch to get an Isaac Becker ground out. So a quick top of the first inning, nothing doing for the Pilots. Now the Trappers looking to get those bats started early. We'll come back here for the bottom of the first. Nothing, our score on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Of play. Nothing, our score. Casey Kasheva pitched a pretty easy top of the first, gave up just one hit on a little bloop single that dropped just fair down that left field line from Jack Walton. And so now a submarine pitcher on the mound for the Pilots, Gehrig Schreiber. What do you think of his stuff out there here so far just during this initial warm-up?
Well, I don't know. He looks kind of funky up there. When he drops it down like that, like he just did right there, kind of like his body just kind of flies all over the place. It probably could be pretty distracting up the plate. But other than that, it doesn't look like there's a lot of velocity or that it really moves a ton. So I think as long as they're able to zero in on the ball, it shouldn't be too big.
Just getting that release point, because it's difficult. Because for a typical pitcher, they're going to be straight over the top or slightly off to the side, so you can kind of pick up on a consistent release point. With a submarine pitcher, it almost feels like the ball is coming like straight out of the ground.
Yeah, no, and especially like on a righty-righty matchup, because I know I'm a lefty, and so when I face a lefty that sidearm or drops it down, it almost feels like you're hitting the ball coming from first base.
Oh, man. So it'll be Jackson Mix leading things off. First pitch, swinging. Some aggressiveness showed for Jackson Mix. He was in the lineup for game 1 of the doubleheader. Went 0 for 3. So the count 0-1 here, bottom of the first. And the 0-1 pitch, and that's hit up the middle, and that'll get through for a leadoff single. So there you go, offense getting started early. Jackson Mix showing some aggressiveness there out of that leadoff spot. Swung at the first pitch and just missed it. Second pitch, right up the middle.
Yep, right where you want to
Perfect.
That's where you got to stay against a guy like this. You can't try to get too big or try to force it. Just work it right back to him.
So a leadoff base runner after the single up the middle. The Trappers maybe have something going here early on. That brings up Tyler Traphagen. Had a base hit in game 2.
He's looked good so far.
Night.
He can play ball pretty well.
First pitch swinging, chops it foul to the right side. Bounced in that batter's box and dribbled to the right side. Traphagen, this is just his second overall day with the team. He had a doubleheader yesterday and was in the lineup for both of those. Played center field, made some great plays in the field. When you're back in the field, it'll make your life a lot easier having Maddox Mueller and Tyler Traphagen. Mix takes off for second to throw down, and it is in time. So Jackson Mix singles up the middle, but then gets thrown out at second. So 1 out now here.
I was talking to some of the guys yesterday, and they with get Trapp and Maddox out there. I don't know if we need a third outfielder. Put someone else in the infield. Those guys cover a lot of ground.
Honestly, so I was thinking last night when Eric Lindbergh was out there, I was like, you know what? His life is easy. he kind of gets covered up. That one missed low, so the count now 2-1. Even though Jackson Mix was thrown out, I like the aggressiveness, trying to be the enforcer.
Make something happen.
Yes.
Got to make sure the catcher makes a good throw there, and a lot of things can go wrong, so I like putting the pressure on there.
The 2-1 pitch, that missed low for ball 3. Traphagen in a hitter's friendly count. Just underway here in this one. Bottom of the first, 1 out. 0-0 our score. Nobody aboard. The 3-1 pitch. And that missed for ball 4. Looked like all 3 of those balls that were thrown in a row all missed low. Have to see what the approach is here for Anthony Barraza, the designated hitter. This will be our first righty-righty matchup against the sidearm.
Yeah, I think you might see. I'm assuming this guy has a slider coming from that arm angle, so you'll probably see him break that out now that he's facing a righty.
And just kind of drop it into space.
It's going to look like a fastball until it's not. That's just the way it goes sometimes.
Runner aboard. First pitch to Barraza. Big hack. Comes up empty, so the count 0-1. Barraza calls time after seeing that first pitch to readjust the gloves. What do you think is going through his mind?
I think hopefully he's telling himself to just calm himself down a little bit. He's a big guy with a lot of power. He likes to take big swings.
Pick over to first, not in time.
But, he hits the ball hard enough. He doesn't have to take his biggest hack to get it out of here and get it into a gap.
He has 2 home runs on the season. Tied for the most on the team with Jacob Griffin. 0-1 pitch, fouled off straight back, so the count 0-2. What do you feel like the mentality was like down in the dugout before you came up here? Do you feel like everyone was a bit more locked in? Do you feel like everyone's focused? Everyone is just bought into winning today?
Well, yeah, I think everyone kind of realized that something needed to change.
Yeah.
Just hadn't been working out well for us past few games.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss from Barraza. So goes down on strikes. 3 pitches. So now 2 away in the bottom of the first, and you can see Barraza sharing some pointers with Will Hoke, who's about to stride in there. The first submarine pitcher the Trappers have seen this year, and so for a lot of the young guys, it's maybe your first time ever seeing a submarine guy. You've been around for a while, so I'm sure you've seen a few.
Yeah, I've seen a few throughout the day. I actually, the first summer ball team I ever played.
First pitch line to left field, and that gets down for a base hit. So there you go for Will Hoke. Got a pitch that he liked, and he's been one of the more unlucky guys on the team at the plate as of recent. In a bit of a skid.
Yeah, Will always works good at bats. He just hasn't had things going his way lately. Like in our group chat last night, I think we were just trying to ease up the tension a little bit, but also trying to refocus on what we needed to do. So we started, just joking around with each other about what's going on. We were just talking about how it's been a while since Will had a hit, so it's only right that he was that first pitch.
Yeah, first pitch.
Yep,
snapped
first
an
pitch
snapped an 0 for 16 stretch at the plate with that one. First pitch to Hunter Brown, hit on the ground over to third. Fielded cleanly, the throw on the run in time for the final out. 2 hits in the inning for the Trappers. Jackson Mix had a leadoff single, but then was thrown out at second trying to steal the base. And then Will Hoke finally got something to land in left field for a base hit as well, but he is stranded aboard. So a good and encouraging bottom of the first for the Trappers, even though no runs come across to score. So we are through 1 inning of play here, 0-0 to score. On the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. Welcome back in to Hyde Stadium. Ryan Breeden here. Noah McCreary alongside me for at least the first couple of innings. I don't know, you're allowed to stay for however long you want to.
Yep, I think Jamie wants, I wasn't supposed to do anything yesterday. He told me he didn't want me to hit BP or anything, but I kind of wanted to try it out. Ended up playing in game 2. And
how'd you feel?
Yeah, it hurt a little bit, but I felt like my swings looked good and whatnot. I felt I was being competitive at the plate. I was able to get a hit. The first AB felt pretty good off the bat, so does the job.
Josh Simon will lead things off here in the top of the second. 0-0 the score after 1 inning of play. First pitch fouled back, so the count 0-1. Casey Kasheva on the mound looked good in the top of the first. Allowed 1 base runner on a blooped single. But then after that, able to get a ground ball to second to end that first inning. Simon, a pitcher as well as a designated hitter, and that one missed inside. He was the starting pitcher in the first game of the season between these two teams. Picked up the win in that one. Seen him in the lineup. He was in the home run derby, that swing out yesterday for you two guys, for the two teams. And from what it seemed like, too, he kind of started raising some tensions late in the game, too. His swing and a miss there looked like a changeup.
Yeah, he plays. He just plays with a ton of energy. He's you can just tell he's a dugout guy. You know, he gets his guys going, and he'll kind of do whatever he has to
1-2 pitch off speed, missed outside. It's the count 2-2.
Change like the flow, just the energy and everything. That's what he feeds off that, and he's a good player to go along with it. So. Definitely an asset for them to have in the dugout.
2-2 pitch. That one slipped out of the hand of Kasheva and missed way up and outside. So the count 3-2 now here. Leadoff man in the top of the second. Yeah, it seemed like, after that Garrett Arnold base hit to tie the game in the bottom of the ninth, the benches kind of cleared a little bit,
yeah,
and able to kind of de-escalate things before they were too bad. That one's chopped to shortstop, fielded cleanly by Andrew Beavers, and the throw to first, a strong one, and it is in time for the first out. Good start to the top of the second inning for Casey Kasheva. Now we'll bring up Micah Barkenhagen. Circling back to that home run derby swing off. What did you think of that? What were your initial opinions?
Well, it's the first time I've ever experienced one of those.
Yeah.
And it was kind of fun at first. It was exciting. The crowd really liked it. I was just hoping that it would be like some crazy 10-11 bomb. Back and forth.
Rather than 1-0.
Yeah, rather than 1-0. But either way, I think it was still fun. I think if that doesn't happen, though, I think we end up winning that game. We had all the momentum.
It's the 0-1 pitch to Barkenhagen. That one missed up and inside. So the count 1-1. Barkenhagen leads the team in home runs with 3 of them. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Changed speeds on him, low and away, and got him swinging right over the top. Barkenhagen, college teammates with Trevor Seagraves, Jacob Griffin, so they know him pretty well. 1-2 pitch. Tries to drop it in there, but does not get the call. So the count now 2-2. 1 out. Top of the second. 0-0 our score. Casey Kasheva, the 2-2, runs up and in and nearly hits him. This is Kasheva's second outing of the season against the Pilots. In his first one, he went 4 1/3 innings, threw 101 pitches, gave up 8 earned runs on just 2 hits, though. The 3-2, that one's nubbed off the bat, and the shortstop, Andrew Beavers, will make the catch for an easy out number 2. Getting weak contact so far in this one.
He's looking pretty good so far. He's keeping them off balance, and they're not really. It doesn't look like they know what they're doing right now. They're just trying to find something they can hit, and he's doing a good job.
He had a bit of an awkward start against the Pilots last time he was out there. That was the game where he ran into Jackson Mix on a pop-up on the infield, and then after that kind of just wasn't the same, wasn't able to really locate the way that he typically would want to. And so those 8 earned runs that he gave up against the Pilots, only 2 hits.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was
that one's nubbed weak to the right side of the infield. Kasheva fields and flips to first in time. So 1-2-3 inning for Casey Kasheva. That one went by in a hurry.
Keeping his pitch count down, that's huge early in the game.
Fantastic start for Casey Kasheva here so far in this game. 1-2-3 inning, and we will go to the bottom of the second. 0-0 our score. Trappers trying to get on the board first here on the voice of the Trappers, River 92.7. The second inning here, Hyde Stadium, 0-0 our score. Pierre Trappers hosting the Red River Pilots. The Trappers picked up 2 hits in the bottom of the first inning, but unable to cash in either of them. So it looks like at least an encouraging start to the offense. Ryan Breeden here, joined by Noah McCreary. He'll be here for, I think, this next half inning and then go back down to the dugout.
Yep.
We've got Jacob Griffin about to come up here. He'll be followed by Carson Trumpold, the catcher, and Andrew Beavers. Driven by the Office of Highway Safety, River 92.7 KGFX FM Pierre. When you gamble with safety, you bet your life. So please buckle up. When did you first realize, Noah, when you got here, the correct pronunciation for Pierre?
It was on. So it was when I got into my host family's house. So I was delirious because I was on like 4 hours of sleep and drove 11 hours to get here. And so I walk in, and I didn't even notice that they were calling it Pierre, the first day. And so I wake up in the morning.
First pitch, and that one missed outside to Jacob Griffin to count 1-0.
And I'm talking with my host family, Kevin and Brenda, and I said,
shout out Kevin and Brenda.
Yeah, they're the best. I said Pierre, and they were like, I thought we talked about this yesterday.
And that was popped foul out of play to the left side, so the count 1-1 to Jacob Griffin.
So. Yeah, well, I didn't want to disappoint them ever again, so I now know it is Pierre, 100% Pierre.
I was made aware of that before I even had my first broadcast. I was told, all right, Ryan, you're the voice of the Trappers, so you better pronounce it right. Off-speed pitch, and that one missed for ball 2, so the count 2-1 here. I'm pretty sure if I ever were to mess that up, I'd probably get picked up and thrown right out of the booth.
Yeah, I think they'd be coming up here with pitchforks.
I think you're probably right. The 2-1 pitch, and that one missed outside as well for ball 3. It looks like so far early on this home plate umpire's strike zone, not really giving the benefit of the doubt on the low pitches, and so for a submarine pitcher, that's not ideal. That one is lined into left field, and it will get down for a base hit. The Trappers, I tell you what, for seeing a submarine guy for the first time all year, they're hitting him well.
Yeah, we're looking good up there. We're staying balanced.
3 hits already early on. 3 great swings. Jacob Griffin gets aboard on a leadoff single. Second time in as many innings that we have seen that. That brings up Carson Trumpold.
Hardline drives the other way are always a good sign that we're seeing someone well.
One thing that we had talked about as well in that meeting, trying to take advantage of hitting it the opposite way, especially against the Pilots, seeing the way they typically shift and position the right side of that infield to pick over to first. Nothing doing, so Griffin gets back in safely. A big hole to the right side.
Yep, there's a lot of space over this. Hopefully Carson can push one over there.
Trumpold starting behind the dish today. First pitch, there is one in there. And so we're kind of down to a 2-catcher rotation now, with Daniel Hab being out for the year with his broken hand. It was an unfortunate situation, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, that one hurts. Danny, he's a great guy. Everyone loves having Danny around.
And he's one of those guys that you can just tell how much he loves the game.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about him is every time you see him,
0-2 pitch,
you know he wants
inside.
to be here.
Yes, he does. So the count 1-2.
He's looking good coaching first base over there right now, though.
Oh, yeah, got the helmet on, got on the shades. He wanted to come up here initially yesterday, but then he stepped foot in that coach's box as that one is inside. Oh, no, they're going to say that's strike 3. We don't really have a clear signal from this home plate umpire. Yeah. He's not really sticking the arm out there to signal if it's a ball or a strike, so he kind of leaves us up here to try and figure out what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on back there, I'm going to be honest.
From what I understand, from what I was told, neither of these umpires have much umpiring experience before this game.
Well, the one behind home plate, he works at Subway.
Oh, okay. Hey, shout out.
He made some of our sandwiches. It was pretty cool seeing him after.
That one runs in and hits Andrew Beavers in the lower back. So there's a hit by pitch, 1 out.
Really?
Bottom of the second, runners on first and second. That's interesting. So, all right. So we've got Jackson out there as the field umpire. He's been involved with the team, been around Pierre for a long time, works at the radio station here, DRG. And then you've got
the best sandwich maker.
The best
this
sandwich
side of the
maker.
river.
Yeah. I mean, That's amazing. Yes, no, it's a sandwich artist if we're being real. So runners on first and second, 1 out, bottom of the second for Maddox Mueller.
The bread is his canvas.
Oh yes. First pitch squares to bunt, but cannot get it down, so the count 0-1 now. What's your go-to Subway order, Noah?
Oh, every single time for the last 8 years, I've gotten the same sandwich. I have not switched it up once. The toppings don't change, nothing.
Never? Okay.
No, I'll give you the whole order right now. Spicy Italian on Italian white bread, pepper jack cheese. You get it toasted. You get the banana peppers, the lettuce, the spinach, and then the Chipotle Southwest sauce.
A one-pitch sky to the right side, foul out of play. You have that just like in your brain, like it's its own file. Like it's autopilot. You can list it all just one after the other.
Oh, 100%.
Sounds like we need to make that an NIL deal. The Noah McCreary sub special from Subway. Let's make it happen, Subway. Schreiber gets set, and the 0-2 pitch, and a swing.
Oh, he fouled it off.
And just fouled it off. It looked like it bounced out of the catcher's glove there behind the plate. So just staying alive. Runners on first and second, 1 out, bottom of the second, 0-0 our score.
Maddox is due for a hit here, too.
He has some sneaky power on that bat. The 0-2 pitch missed outside. A good take there. Maddox in the 9 spot here in this game. And it's not a bad spot to be in. You know, that second leadoff, Jacob Griffin really thrived there when he was there. But he's getting bumped up in the order. The 1-2 pitch fouled off the cage. So the count stays 1-2. Maddox, 13 hits on the team. That was tied for the team lead coming into this game. Will Hoke had his 14th hit of the game in that last inning.
So, I mean,
1-2 pitch.
Am I at 13
that one
now?
missed. I think that you are at 13. Here, let me go look.
Well, I might have been at 13. I had one yesterday, so maybe, just maybe, we're tied up there.
I think that you're at 13 now.
Oh, shucks. All right.
Got a little work to do when you get back in the lineup. Have yourself a multi-hit game, and you'll be right back at the top.
I'm going to have to get 2 tomorrow.
Hey, we can do that. Schreiber steps off. The count 2-2. You had a fantastic start to the season. That much I will say.
Yep, it was those first couple, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 games, whatever it was. I was seeing it really well.
You were 10 for your first 26. Is that missed? Looks like that one missed inside. So the count now full at 3-2. A chance to maybe load the bases with just one away here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, with the top of the order coming up.
But first it'll have a 3-2 pitch upcoming. Runners on first and second base. Schreiber gets set, and the submarine delivery missed high for ball 4.
Big at bat there.
So there you go. Maddox Mueller able to work himself back out of a 1-2 count. Draws that 1-out walk, and now the bases are loaded with 1 out, and it's Jackson Mix. He singled up the middle in his first at-bat, and he has a chance to get the Trappers on the board early. He has the 4th most RBI on the team with 6. All of them with 2 outs, though.
You know what? Let's say he gets 2 or 3 more right here, huh?
I'd be okay with that. It'd be a good start, and it would really show that the team is really taking to heart those changes and those talks that we have seen over the last 24 hours or so.
Yep, just turning the page, getting ready for the next
first pitch.
The next 30 games.
And that one, again, there's no call either way, so I think that one missed outside for a ball. It does. I think is the key word for all of us up here. I think. There's really no pointing at all. Hey, it's all right. We'll make it work up here. Schreiber gets set. And the submarine delivery on 1-0, and that one's lined in left field. It gets down for a base hit, so the Trappers are on the board first. Everyone moves up 90 feet. Jacob Griffin cruises home, and there is an RBI single for Jackson Mix, his 7th RBI of the year, his first one with less than 2 outs.
Just a clutch player. You can't teach it.
Can't teach the clutchness. So the Trappers on the board first here, 1-0 in the bottom of the second. 4 hits already here in this game for the Trappers offense. The bases remain loaded. Andrew Beavers on third. Maddox Mueller on second, a lot of speed. And then Jackson Mix on first. Tyler Traphagen up there now. He walked in his first at-bat. A walk would do the trick here again.
No, walk gets you an RBI. Can't complain about those.
First pitch, fouled off straight back, so the count 0-1. Traphagen wanted to be a Trapper last year, actually, and never got the opportunity, and so he was more than happy to come and join the team here in Pierre this year.
Yeah, we like having him already. He's fun to have around. He's a pretty good ball player, too.
0-1 pitch, line to the right side, and through for a base hit. 1 run will score. Maddox Mueller using that speed to round third, and the throw home is not in time. A 2 RBI single from Tyler Traphagen, and it is 3-0 Trappers here in the bottom of the second.
Don't let the trap get hot.
It's a different looking team than what we have seen since probably that 3-game sweep in Bancroft.
So this, we have 5 hits right now, and I think that's what we had in both games combined yesterday. So this is a good change.
The offense showing up early. Had the RBI single from Jackson Mix, and then a 2 RBI single from Tyler Traphagen. 3 runs have scored here in the bottom of the second. Anthony Barraza up there now. Runners on first and second. First pitch, that one is taken inside for ball 1. This seems like a tiny strike zone. It's tight.
I haven't really been able to tell which ones he's deciding to call for strikes or not.
Hey, you know we'll take the tiny strike zone.
Well, you know,
it's working so far. The 1-0 pitch, that one missed outside for ball 2.
It's different every day. Depends on who you have back there. Depends on what the pitcher's looking like.
Exactly right.
Like if a pitcher's throwing really well, then the zone tends to get a little bit bigger because they've earned those calls. Mm-hmm. I forget this guy's name, but he hasn't been
Schreiber.
He hasn't been lights out today by any means, so the zone.
2-0 pitch. That one's roped to the right side. Will it get down in fair ground? It will. Extra bases. Jackson Mix rounding third, and he is followed closely by Tyler Traphagen, both going to cross the plate at the same time. And Barraza slides into third. A 2 RBI triple from one of the slowest men on the team, Anthony Barraza, down that right field line. And it is 5-0 Trappers here in the bottom of the second. The offense, they might be back.
I think we're back. They messed up. They let the trap get hot.
Everyone was in a cold streak at the same time. It was just a team-wide slump. Mm-hmm. But it looks like maybe that switch has been flipped. Everything has been pushed behind us. And this is what we've got now. 5 runs in the bottom of the second. 6 hits already. We have a quick mound visit out there to check on Garrig Schreiber. There's Jason Willers, his catcher, out there to talk with him. Back-to-back hits for the Trappers. An RBI single for Jackson Mix, a 2 RBI single for Tyler Traphagen, and a 2 RBI triple for Anthony Barraza. I can't believe he made it to third.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
First pitch to Will Hoke misses up near the helmet. So the count 1-0.
You know, Tony's been in the gym a lot lately, though. Maybe he was hitting the high-speed treadmill, trying to get his legs moving a little bit.
Well, he showed it there.
He sure did. He was moving.
The head-first slide into third as well, the 1-0 pitch, and that one missed low. So the count 2-0. You know, Matty Holm over there, the manager for the Pilots, might need to be careful. We already have some action in the Pilots' bullpen. Jalen Lee,
yeah, the first
2-0 pitch. That was left field, and that gets down for a base hit. So another run will score. Will Hoke 2 for 2 in the game. That drives in Anthony Barraza. 4 consecutive hits for the Trappers. That one makes it 6-0 here in the bottom of the second.
That's right where Will's last hit was. Another line drive right over the shortstop the other way. Beautiful. Can't teach it.
Will Hoke, he is just an all-around hitter on the team. He came into today with the most hard-hit balls on the team, but he was not being rewarded for them whatsoever. He's able to find some green grass here today and back-to-back swings.
Oh, yeah. The boys are fired up now. This is a lot more fun playing like this.
A lot more fun. Hunter Brown now up there, first pitch. That one missed inside. Maybe it just took a submarine guy, you know? Maybe we can see a submarine guy every game.
Yeah, it took something. Maybe the fireworks are what we needed because we had those fireworks opening night.
Right.
We won 13-4.
You're right.
This is the first time we've got them at home since then, and you know what?
1-0 pitch. There's a called strike.
We need to talk to the fire department here in town, see if we can't do that
Get
more
them,
often.
yeah. I mean, I don't know who's going to pay for them, but like, I mean, if they want to give them to us, I mean, we'll take them.
I mean, you'd think they'd be willing to pull some strings, let the trap get hot.
There's a swing and a miss for Hunter Brown. He'll step out and adjust the gloves in a 1-2 count. I'm kind of disappointed in Hunter today. He told me up here in the press box yesterday that he was going to swap one shoe each with Garrett Arnold. And that one's popped up
that might get
to
down.
shallow right field. A tough play on the move, but the play will be made by Hayden out there in right field for the second out. Because both Hunter Brown and Garrett Arnold have big league shoe New Balance cleats.
Yeah, those
Hunter's